Very good morning students. Sai Ram. Welcome back to our science period. Children, now which lesson is going on? Yes, chapter number 16, heredity and variation. So this session I am going to continue this chapter. Are you ready children? So can you remember last session what we discussed? We discussed about chromosomes. What is meant by chromosomes and what are the types of chromosomes? What is meant by DNA? Can anyone say what is meant by DNA? Yes, deoxyribonucleic acid, isn't it? So where it is present children? Yes, it is present inside the nucleus. Nucleus is present, yes, inside the cell. So it is present in a cell. Inside the cell nucleus is there. Inside the nucleus chromosome, isn't it? So the chromosomes are made up of DNA. Okay, so this session I am going to start about DNA structure. Are you ready? Yes, see here children, DNA. What is meant by DNA? It is a deoxyribonucleic acid. It is a group of molecules that is responsible for carrying and transmitting the hereditary characteristics. Okay, hereditary materials are the genetic instructions from parents to offspring. Okay, so DNA is present inside the nucleus and it is a group of molecules. Okay, that molecules are responsible for transmitting of genetic characters from one generation to the next generation. See here, yes, DNA structure. I will start now. So this structure is described as a double helix structure. Already we know, isn't it children? So it is a nucleic acid. That DNA is a nucleic acid and all nucleic acids are made up of nucleotides. So that DNA, it is made up of a small unit. That unit name is what? Nucleotides. Okay. See here next one. See here children, the DNA is composed of units that is called what? Nucleotides. Okay. And each nucleotide is composed of 3 different components. See here children, that nucleic acid, that means DNA is made up of a small unit, that is what? Composed of a unit, that name is what? Nucleotide. That nucleotide is composed of 3 different components, that is name is sugar, phosphate groups and nitrogen bases. Okay, so nucleotides are made up of what? It contains what? Different components, that is sugar, phosphate groups and nitrogen base. So children, see here, once again I'll repeat that same point. Okay, the basic building blocks of DNA are what? Nucleotides, which are composed of 3 components, that is sugar group, phosphate group and nitrogen base. Okay, so the sugar and phosphate groups link the nucleotides together to form each strand of DNA. Okay, total 2 strands of DNA, isn't it children? So the sugar phosphate group link the nucleotides together to form each strand of DNA. Okay, shall I go to next one now? See here, there are 4 types of nitrogenous base, that is name is adenine. See here children, adenine, thymine, guanine and cytosine. These are the 4 nitrogenous base present in the DNA. Okay, so can you say once again that name of the nitrogenous base? There are 4 types of nitrogenous base, that is adenine, thymine, guanine and cytosine. Okay, so next one is, see here, this is the structure of DNA. So see here children, this is a double helix structure, flexible ladder. Okay, so this is one strand and this is another strand. And see here, this in between, this is the nitrogenous base. Okay, see here children, yes, as I told, this is the nitrogenous base. See here, this is adenine and thymine. Okay, and this one is what? Guanine and cytosine. Okay children, so DNA is what? It is a double helix structure and here nitrogenous base. How many types of nitrogenous base? 4 types of nitrogenous base. Can anyone say the name of the 4 types of nitrogenous base? Yes, adenine, thymine, guanine and cytosine. Okay, see here. So children, this DNA structure you have to do practice in your home. Okay, Next one is, see here, these are the components of DNA structure. Already you know, yes, 3 components are there, that is phosphate group, see here. And the next one is what? Nitrogenous base. It is a nitrogenous base, and this one is what? Sugar. That means deoxyribose sugar. Understood, children? These are the components of DNA. Next one is, see here, this is the structure of DNA, that is double helix structure. 2 strands are here. Yes, this is one strand, this is another strand, and here this is what? Nitrogenous base. 4 types of nitrogenous base. Yes, guanine, cytosine, thymine and adenine. Okay, so children, see here, that nitrogenous base, it is, see here, first one is what? This one, guanine, and G means what? Guanine, and it is, next one is what? C. C means what? Cytosine. So always guanine is combined with cytosine. See here also guanine and cytosine. Here also guanine and cytosine. Okay, so among these 4 nitrogenous base, always guanine is combined with cytosine, or cytosine is combined with guanine. Okay, children, and the next one is remaining 2 nitrogenous base, that is thymine and adenine. So always thymine is combined with adenine, or adenine is combined with thymine. Okay, so I hope you understood. Yes, there are 4 types of nitrogenous base, that is, can you say the name? Yes, guanine, cytosine, thymine and adenine. Okay, so always guanine is combined with cytosine and adenine is combined with thymine. Understood, children? Yes, these nitrogenous base are combined with the help of hydrogen bonds. Okay, so I hope you understood. This one is, say here, sugar phosphate backbone. Okay, there are 3 components, that is phosphate group, next one is what? Sugar group and nitrogenous base. So I hope you understood what is the structure of DNA. Next one is, see here, as I told, the DNA molecule consists of 4 nitrogen bases, that is adenine, thymine, cytosine and guanine. Okay, which ultimately forms the structure of nucleotide, that is the unit of DNA structure. The adenine and guanine are called what? Purines. Adenine and A and G, that means adenine and guanine are purines, and the cytosine and thymine are called what? Pyrimidines. Okay, children, so once again I will repeat here, adenine and guanine are called what? Purines, and the cytosine and thymine nitrogenous bases are called what? Pyrimidines. Okay, always adenine is combined with, yes, thymine, and guanine is combined with cytosine. Shall we go to next one now? So I hope you understood now what is meant by purines and what is meant by pyrimidines, and what are the 4 types of nitrogenous base. Understood, children? Shall I go to next one? Yes, next point here I have given. In the structure of the nucleotide, a molecule of a nitrogenous base and phosphoric acid, that means phosphate group, are joined to a molecule of sugar. Okay, there are 3 components of DNA structure, that is DNA structure, it contains 3 components, that is, yes, that nucleotides are made up of what? Yes, nitrogenous base, phosphoric acid and sugar. Okay, children, next one is, see here, nucleotides are arranged like a chain-like structure in a molecule of DNA. Okay, so the 2 threads of a DNA, that means 2 strands of DNA, so here children, the 2 threads of the DNA molecule are comparable to the 2 rails of a ladder. Okay, as I told, that is DNA structure, it is compared with a, yes, flexible ladder. Okay, so that 2 threads, that means 2 strands of DNA is compared with the 2 rails of a ladder, and each rail is made up of alternatively joined molecules of sugar and phosphoric acid. Okay, so it will come to know when you will observe this structure of a DNA. See here, two strands, it is alternatively. Yes, see here children. Next one, this one is what? It is a nitrogenous base. Okay, see here, next one is, yes, see here, each rung of a ladder is a pair of nitrogenous bases joined by hydrogen bonds, as I told, isn't it children? So that nitrogenous bases are joined with the help of which bonds? Hydrogen bonds. So already I told that always adenine is combined with thymine, cytosine is combined with guanine, or thymine is always combined with adenine, guanine is always combined with cytosine. Okay, with the help of which bond? Hydrogen bonds. Okay, so I hope you understood what is the structure of a DNA. Children, you have to prepare that, yes, diagram also, DNA structure. Okay, you have to do practice in your home. Next one is, see here, yes, as I told here, guanine is combined with what? Cytosine, and thymine is combined with adenine with the help of which bond? Hydrogen bonds. Okay, shall we go to next one now? So children, we studied about DNA structure. Okay, you have to read your textbook, at the same time you have to do practice of a DNA structure diagram also. And that is 4 types of nitrogenous base. Okay, and next one is what? Sugar and phosphate group, that means phosphoric acid. So next one is, see here, gene. What is meant by gene? Each chromosome is made up of, you know very well, yes, in our body where chromosome is present inside the cell. Okay, so each chromosome is made up of a single DNA molecule and segments of a DNA molecule. Okay, you know that DNA structure. See here, this is the DNA structure, isn't it children? So that is, see here, segments of the DNA. Suppose see here, this is the segment of a DNA. So this is called what? Gene. So that segments of the DNA molecule are called gene. Understood children? See here, you know very well, our body is made up of cell. Inside the cell, nucleus is there. Inside the nucleus, chromosomes. So you know that how many number of chromosomes are there? Yes, in our body 23 pairs of chromosomes are present in each cell. Okay, so each chromosome is made up of, you know, that is a single DNA molecule. The segment of DNA molecule is called what? Gene. Okay, segment of the DNA molecule are called what? Genes. Okay, next one is, see here, that is due to variety in the sequence of nucleotides, different kinds of genes are formed. Okay, so the DNA, this unit of DNA is what? Yes, nucleotide. Due to variety in the sequence of nucleotides, different kind of genes are formed. These genes are arranged in a line. Okay, next one is, see here. Yes, genes control the structure and function of the cells and the body. Okay, what is the important function of the genes? Genes control the structure and function of the cells of our body. Also, they transmit, it is one of the important function of gene, that is they transmit the hereditary characteristics from one generation to the next generation. That's why if your parents are having the curly hair, sometimes the child also will get that same thing. So that characteristics, that kind of characteristics will transmit from one generation to next generation with the help of what? Yes, genes. Okay children, that's why genes are said to be the functional units of heredity. Okay, so I hope you understood this one. Yes, so children, can you say what is meant by gene? Gene is the segment of a DNA. Okay, so it is the important function of gene. Genes control the structure and function of the cells of our body. At the same time, it will transmit that hereditary characteristics from one generation to the next generation. So with the help of the genes only, some characteristics we are getting from our parents or grandparents. Okay children, so I hope you understood today's session. Yes, so children, this session, see here, That's why many similarities are seen between parents and their offspring. That means children. Okay. So information about protein synthesis. So that information about protein synthesis is stored in the genes. So what is meant by protein synthesis and how this process will happen? These all things we will study in 10th standard. Okay children, so see here with the help of the genes, the genetic characteristics are, that means hereditary characteristics are transmitting from one generation to next generation. At the same time, that information of protein synthesis are also stored in the genes. So children, I hope you understood today's session. Yes, in this session we discussed about DNA structure. What are the components of the DNA structure? Yes, it is made up of that unit, that is nucleotides, that is made up of 3 components. Can you see the name? Yes, nitrogenous base, phosphate group and sugar. Okay, and how it look like, and what are the nitrogenous base, what is meant by purines and pyrimidines. These all things we discussed today. And the next one is what I told. Yes, I taught about a gene. What is meant by gene, where it is present, what is the main function of these genes. These all things we discussed today. So I hope you understood. Yes children, you have to read your textbook, and one work today I gave, that is you have to do practice in your home. That is which one? Diagram of DNA you have to do in your home. Okay children, you have to do in rough notebook, and you have to labeling also. And 4 types of nitrogenous base. Always adenine is combined with, can you say? Yes, thymine, and cytosine is combined with guanine. Okay children, so I hope you understood. Yes, thank you children. Sai Ram.